There is one mistake first-time pregnant moms make over and over in the third trimester. And it almost always sounds exactly like this. I'm probably fine. I'm probably overthinking. It's probably just part of pregnancy. And to be fair, by the third trimester, pregnancy can make almost everything feel uncomfortable. You're swollen, tired, stretched, achy, and out of breath walking across the room. And at some point, discomfort starts to feel like your new personality. So, when something feels off, it becomes very easy to talk yourself out of taking it seriously. That is exactly why I wanted to make this video. Because in late pregnancy, some symptoms are normal and annoying. And then, there are symptoms that should make you stop and pay attention. Not panic, but pause and say, no, this deserves a call. So, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the warning signs I never want you to brush off in the third trimester, what they can mean, and when it is always better to call than sit at home and hope it passes. Let's start here because this is where a lot of moms get stuck. Late pregnancy is uncomfortable. That part is real. Your belly feels heavy. Your back may ache. Your pelvis may feel sore. And you may have random tightening, pressure, or pain that comes and goes. But sometimes, what a mom feels is not just regular pregnancy discomfort. It feels different, sharper, heavier, more constant, more unsettling. That difference matters. One example is vaginal bleeding. Another is a gush of fluid or steady leaking that makes you wonder if your water broke. Those are not symptoms you monitor for a few days and wait on. Bleeding in pregnancy can point to a serious problem, and leaking fluid or painful contractions can signal ruptured membranes or preterm labor. Reputable obstetric guidance flags these as symptoms that deserve prompt attention, not passive observation. So, this is the rule I want you to remember. If it feels like your body shifted from very pregnant to something is not right, listen to that. You do not have to prove it is serious before you call. Nobody wants to be the person who calls and then gets told everything is fine. So mom starts bargaining with themselves. Maybe the baby's sleeping. Maybe I haven't noticed. Maybe I'll wait until tonight. But decreased fetal movement is one of those things that is worth taking seriously. And I want to say this in the clearest way possible. You do not need to compare your baby to someone else's baby. You are paying attention to your baby's usual pattern. The American College of Obstetric and Gynecologists, or I will refer to it as ACOG, encourages awareness of fetal movement patterns and advises calling if you are concerned, including when you don't feel the usual movements within an hour or a couple hours during an active time. So, if your baby is usually active after dinner and tonight feels much quieter than normal, that deserves your attention. Not because I want you to be anxious, but because I want you to be responsive. There is a real difference. This is the category that concerns me the most because these symptoms can sound so ordinary at first. A headache, some swelling, seeing spots, feeling puffy, pain high in your belly, feeling off. Those are the kind of things many pregnant women explain away. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you need water. Maybe you've been on your feet too long. But those same symptoms can also be warning signs of preeclampsia, a serious blood pressure disorder in pregnancy. It includes severe headache that doesn't go away, vision changes, swelling, and upper abdominal pain among important symptoms to report. And this is what makes it difficult. Preeclampsia does not always arrive with a great presentation. Sometimes it starts with symptoms that are easy to minimize. So, if you have a bad headache that is not going away, blurry vision, sudden or more intense swelling, or pain under your ribs, don't just push through and hope tomorrow feels better. This is a call. By the third trimester, your body does all kinds of things that make you wonder whether labor is starting every other afternoon. Tightening can happen. Pelvic pressure can happen. Back discomfort can happen too. But when symptoms starts feeling rhythmic, patterned, or more intense, that is when I want you to stop assuming it is probably nothing. Painful contractions, cramping, strong back pressure, or a pattern that keeps building can be signs of labor. And before 37 weeks, they can signal preterm labor. Again, ACOG advises calling if you think you are in labor or you are unsure. And major maternity guidance flags preterm labor symptoms as a reason to contact your provider promptly. This is one of the moments when trying to be the calm, patient person can actually work against you. Not every warning signs fits neatly into a checklist. If you have a chest pain, trouble breathing, fever, feeling faint, or you just suddenly feel unwell in a way that is outside your normal pregnancy discomfort, that deserves attention. Reputable maternity sources flag chest pain, breathing problems, fever, and severe itching as symptoms not to brush aside. Before I get to my final point, if you want a clear, practical checklist of everything to handle before your baby comes, including what to know in case your birth doesn't go exactly as planned, I made a free third trimester prep checklist specifically for first-time moms. It covers the decisions most moms leave too late. And it includes a section on what to know if your birth ends in a C-section. That is linked in the description below. It's free, it's practical, and it's the kind of thing I would hand to every first-time mom at 32 weeks. And that brings me to something I think every third trimester first-time mom needs to hear. 1 in 3 births ends in a C-section. Most of them are not planned. And most of those moms go home from the hospital with a discharge sheet, a follow-up appointment 6 weeks out, and no real guidance on what recovery is supposed to look like in between. That gap between leaving the hospital and sitting in a doctor's office is where recovery either goes well or quietly falls apart. If that concerns you, if you want to know that you have a clear plan no matter how your birth goes, that is exactly what Strong Start is built for. Strong Start is my 6-week nurse-guided C-section recovery experience. You get a week-by-week recovery roadmap, personal email support throughout your recovery, a partner support guide, a recovery question vault, and practical tools to track your healing. You can join while you're still pregnant. Your recovery guidance begins after your baby arrives. Because I provide personal email support, I only work with 5 moms per delivery week cohort. That is how I keep the support real. If you want to be prepared before your due date, the link is in the description below. Here is a big takeaway from this video. The goal is not to make you scared of every symptom. The goal is to help you stop brushing off the symptoms that actually deserves your attention. If this video helped you, subscribe and share it with another first-time pregnant mom who needs more clarity, not more noise. And next, go watch this video because it will give you an even clearer picture of what actually matters in the weeks before your due date. I'm Cherry, and I will see you in the next one.